Beautiful souls, and welcome to day 6 of the Manifest Your Most Abundant Life series. If you are new and you haven't watched the first video, I would invite you to watch that as it gives an explainer. What we're doing is we go over a short reading from a Neville Goddard book, and we do an energy activation based on what that reading is. Okay, let's get started. I'm an energy channel. I channel high vibrational energy to assist in these sessions. If you are open and receptive to receive an activation for your highest and best good, just say yes. Taking a couple of deep breaths as I connect energetically and begin the channeling. And again, we start this session by bringing your intentions into your mind's eye. Feeling yourself as your ideal now. Feeling them as manifested now, fulfilled now. Remembering that all creation is already finished. To have a desire means that it is fulfilled. All we are doing in this series is merging and awakening your conscious with that fulfillment. Feel your intentions as fulfilled now, because that is the truth. And I'm sending energy now to clear away doubt and resistance that you may have to this. The mind creates doubt and resistance because it has not been taught or it has not experienced certain things. So since most of us were not brought up knowing these truths, the mind wants to resist and tell us that they're incorrect or it's not true. But our consciousness, our God self, knows better. So exhale and let all of those doubts go. And we begin the reading for today. The Greatest Prayer is the name of this chapter. Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire, and then you believe it to be true. Every dream could be realized by those self-disciplined enough to believe it. People are what you choose to make them. A man is according to the manner in which you look at him. You must look at him with different eyes before he will objectively change. 2 men looked from prison bars. One saw the mud, and the other saw the stars. Centuries ago, Isaiah asked the question, "Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, as blind as the Lord's servant? The perfect man judges not after appearances, but judges righteously. He sees others as he desires them to be. He hears only what he wants to hear. He sees only good in others. In him is no condemnation, for he transforms the world with his seeing and hearing." Creation is finished. You call your creation into being by feeling the reality of the state you would call. Our behavior is influenced by our subconscious assumption respecting our own social and intellectual rank and that of one. we are addressing. Let us seek for and evoke the greatest rank and the noblest of all, that is which disrobes the man of his mortality and clothes him in the uncurbed, immortal glory. Our subconscious assumptions continually externalize themselves, that others may consciously see us as we subconsciously see ourselves, and tell us by their actions what we have subconsciously assumed ourselves to be. Therefore, let us assume the feeling, I am Christ, until our conscious claim becomes our subconscious assumption. We all, with open face beholding, as in a glass of glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory. Let God awake and his enemies be destroyed. There is no greater prayer for man. So this passage talks about a few things. In the first video, we talked about how when we change our self-concept, the world then sees us differently. When we change our concept of one another, then others change. So I invite you now to see somebody in your life that perhaps you have had not the best experiences with, or maybe a conflict with. Now, in your mind's eye, how do you see them ideally? I want to, before we go into that, I truly, fully believe we're all one collective consciousness. Others reflect back subconscious beliefs and energies to us, and then we believe others to be that certain kind of way. But whenever you close your eyes and you see somebody ideally, I truly believe that that is their higher self saying, this is who I am. See me this way, and it will awaken it within me, because we're all one collective consciousness. So bring somebody to your mind's eye. See them ideally. Have a conversation with them, an ideal conversation. Imagine better than the best you know with this other person. This is not infringing on anyone's free will. Because if we have an assumption about somebody that is not great, and then they reflect that back, then we change our assumption to one that's more ideal, and then they reflect that back. This is God in action. You are awakening within others and within yourself the ideal. Now, let's expand this and imagine yourself walking through your reality and having everyone, every single person, every animal, creature, everyone responding to you ideally. Total peace and harmony. There is a Neville Goddard story where his wife constantly argued with her employer in her mind. They had a tumultuous relationship from day one. She constantly argued with him in her mind. Neville said, have the conversations that you'd want to have with him, because you are holding your employer in a state of conflict. So have ideal inner conversations. She did this for 24 hours, not consistently, just when she walked to work or from work for the following day. And he reflected back these new ideal inner conversations. It changed the rest of their working relationship until she retired or left that job. What is the ideal inner conversation that you would like to have, either with a specific person or just with others in general? Rehearse that now within your mind. All in perfect harmony. And we're grounding this in now. And I would invite you today to have ideal inner conversations with others, to go through your day and just in your mind's eye, see everybody living in harmony with you. And just experiment with it and see how it changes. Again, you are really, when you do this, you're awakening the ideal in everyone. You could think of somebody else, would you not want others to see you as your ideal in complete harmony? So we're just clearing off your energy field, clearing off my energy field, disconnecting from the energy. So be it, so it is. We give thanks. And I might link to, because I know that this is like an interesting topic if you're just being introduced to it, so I might link to a very credible source that goes over this more. Joseph Rodriguez, one of my favorite teachers on YouTube for these principles and these laws. So I think I might link one of his videos below. If you want more just knowledge, or if you had any resistance or doubt, he explains it so beautifully. So I'll talk with you tomorrow. So much love and light.